You ever wake up with that hollow feeling in your chest, like something's missing? Not just sleep, not just peace, but you, the real you. The version of you that used to dream in color, that used to light up when someone asked, "What do you want to be?" The version that believed the world had something special with your name on it before life beat it out of you. You know what I'm talking about. That quiet ache behind your ribs when you walk into a job you hate. That silence in your car when you're driving to a place that drains you. That subtle sadness in your smile when you laugh with people who don't know how much you're faking it. You've settled. Not because you're weak, but because you were tired, because you were hurt, because they told you to be grateful for a life that doesn't even feel like yours. They taught you how to survive, not how to live. They handed you a script and said, "Here, read this. This is the role you were born to play." And you, like most people, went along with it. You played the part. You memorized the lines. You smiled on cue. And you forgot your own voice. But I'm here to tell you, that's not your life. That's not your story. That's not your purpose. You weren't born to be a background character in someone else's movie. You weren't made to sit in traffic 5 days a week just to make it to a weekend you're too tired to enjoy. You weren't designed to numb yourself with screens, routines, and justifications. You weren't meant to shrink. You weren't made to blend in. But somewhere along the way, someone convinced you otherwise. They told you to stop dreaming. They said your passion wasn't practical. They told you to stop reaching, stop risking, stop hoping. And slowly, you listened. You gave up inches of yourself, little pieces at a time, until one day you looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person staring back. Who is that? Who are you really? Not the mask. Not the version that people approve of. Not the person you've pretended to be just to keep the peace. But you. The real you. The one who still gets goosebumps when they hear a story of someone who broke free. The one who silently screams, "I wish that were me." That voice inside of you, it's not dead. It's just buried. Buried under years of fear. Buried under guilt and shame and responsibility. Buried under the weight of other people's expectations. But it's still in there, and it's time to dig it out. Because here's the truth. You don't have forever. You don't get to come back and try again. This is it. This is your one shot to make something of the time you've been given. And you're spending it pretending you're fine. Pretending you're happy. Pretending you don't feel like you're slowly disappearing. Why? To make other people comfortable. To keep the peace. To fit in. You were never supposed to fit in. You were born to stand out. But standing out requires risk. It means choosing a different path. It means being misunderstood, doubted, even hated. It means standing alone sometimes. But let me ask you, what's lonelier? Standing by yourself in pursuit of a life that's real. Or standing in a crowd, surrounded by people, while quietly dying inside. Don't lie to yourself. You know what you want, even if you've buried it under years of maybe next year, and it's too late, and I can't. You still know. Deep down, you still remember. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's helping people. Starting your own thing. Traveling the world. Speaking out. Building something bigger than you. Or maybe it's just peace. Maybe it's a life where you don't have to apologize for being you. Whatever it is, you owe it to yourself to go after it. Because if you don't, nobody will do it for you. No one is coming to save you. There is no rescue team. You are the rescue team. You are the hero. You are the damn lifeline you've been waiting on. But you've got to move. You've got to wake up. You've got to stop accepting crumbs and calling it a feast. Stop dressing up your cage and calling it home. Stop telling yourself this is just how it is. It's not. This isn't all there is. This is just all you've settled for. And you know what's crazy? Most people die without ever living a day in their truth. They lie on their deathbeds wishing they had spoken up, left the job, ended the relationship, written the book, said, "I love you," said no, said yes. And when you realize that, when you really understand that you're not promised anything, not tomorrow, not an hour from now, You stop playing small. You stop giving your energy to things that drain you. You stop betraying yourself for people who wouldn't even notice if you vanished. And you start choosing yourself. Not because you're selfish, but because you matter. You've always mattered, even when they ignored you, even when they laughed at your ideas, even when they left, even when you failed. You still mattered, and you still do. But you can't keep abandoning yourself. You can't keep silencing your own voice because it makes others uncomfortable. You can't keep dimming your light to make other people feel better about staying in the dark. You've got to rise. And rising won't be easy. They won't clap for you at first. They'll criticize. They'll question. They'll try to pull you back into the bucket. Because when you rise, you become a mirror. And your courage reminds them of what they gave up on. But that's not your problem. You didn't come here to play small for their comfort. You came here to live.
So live messy, loud,
Unapologetic. Fall down. Get back up, get bruised. Get better. Stop waiting to feel ready. You won't? You think heroes feel ready? You think warriors feel brave every moment? No, they just act anyway. They move through the fear. They show up even when their voice shakes. They leap, knowing the net might not appear. But their soul is begging them to jump, because that's the difference between people who live and people who just exist. One group waits for permission. The other claims their life. So, I'm asking you now, which one are you? Are you going to keep playing the same broken record until it's too late? Or are you going to burn that damn script and write your own story? Are you going to keep dimming yourself down to stay invisible? Or are you going to set fire to every lie that said you couldn't? This life is yours, but only if you take it. Only if you fight for it. Only if you're willing to feel the pain of growth instead of the pain of regret. Because regret is a ghost that follows you. It whispers, "What if?" when you're trying to sleep. It shows you who you could have been. If only you had the guts. And trust me, that's a pain you don't want to live with. So feel this moment. Feel your blood rushing. Feel your spirit waking up. This is your turning point. Not tomorrow. Now. Right here, right now. It doesn't matter what you've done before. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed or how long you've been off course. What matters is what you do next. What matters is the choice you make in this moment. Will you go back to sleep? Or will you rise? Will you keep living someone else's life? Or will you finally start living yours? You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. One step, one decision, one act of rebellion against the lie that said you weren't enough. Because you are. You always have been. The world tried to make you forget. But I'm here to remind you, this isn't a game. This isn't a rehearsal. This is your life. And you have a choice. Keep settling or start living. What will it be?